If that's, yeah, we're gonna go with this. We're gonna go with this. We're just gonna do the big thing at, well, kind of the big thing at the kind of the beginning parts. But okay, so first and foremost, my name's Sugi Yamagawa, and today on VTubing My Slow Life Hobbies in My 30s, we're gonna be making straw hats. However though, there was a thing I did about 6 months ago, and it didn't turn out too well. I was a little bit too limiting on my various microphone equipment, so it wasn't doing the best job at picking up the sounds that I wanted it to pick up. So I figured for the 1 year anniversary, today would be a great day to do a retry of that. And hopefully my very IKZ. Wait, IKZ? But yeah, welcome in, Dad's Old Shop. But yeah, it is. I've been doing this silly VTubing thing for a year now. It's been a lot of fun. I have more recipes under my belt. I have a little bit more woodworking experience. But I still have a long way to go in a lot of ways. But I gotta say, it's been a good year. It's been a really good year. So I feel like with that, I have something to say, and I also should feel, and also like, I should probably say this in the way that a person like me only can. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this done, because the more time I spend yammering about this, the less time I actually spend making food. So give me a chance to get up here. And writing implement, will you play nice? You played nice at startup. You played really nice at startup. So let's see. Aikazo, let's go. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can go. It wants to. It really wants to. And there we go. Took half a year. But thank you. Thank you very much. But yeah, you can actually read it. which was so I was earlier complaining about the not having the audio set up right because I had too much noise gate, and my chainsaw sounded really muted. And chain brake for safety always. So hopefully that should be better. We now have the dual mic set up, so I feel like that captured up a yes, an applause. But yes, thank you very much, everyone, for the last year of VTubing. It has been very fun, and I certainly plan on having a lot more fun because this is fun. And also, I do so. This is actually the 4th time came through good. Yay! Yay! Oh man, I can't wait to make a clip of this later. Oh man. Granted, I also get to make my favorite meal of all time, so I am ultra excited about that. But rest assured, this will not be the last time I will be bringing Chainsaw Kun onto the stream, because earlier this year I went to the Field Museum, and part of one of the Field Museum's exhibits, it was basically they had some like driftwood furniture, and one of the things was a cube of wood, like a big cube of wood. And as you can see, this is a reasonably substantial piece of wood. In this dimension, we have at least 3+ feet of wood to work with, and then in this dimension, nearly 3 feet. I would say at least 34 inches from there to here. So yeah, there, and this is actually a piece I took off a log I still have left. So I don't think it will be next week, but I think the week after that or some point. I'm actually thinking about doing hey, I saw this piece of wood at the Field Museum and I want to make one. I want one of these in my life. So there will be eventually more chainsaw times to be had here. But for now, we got cooking to do. And actually, I did not make as much of a mess as last time. Last time I made a lot of a mess. Granted, I also covered I have a utensil box and an ingredient box that I use for like all these streams, and I covered it with a towel. So I actually did a reasonably good job. So, but yeah, once again, I do want to reiterate thank you for the past year of VTubing. It has been a lot of fun. Actually, I don't need the chainsaw anymore, so I don't need gloves anymore. I can throw that on my firewood. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to direct the camera at the fire pit, and then I'm going to move this because this shouldn't be too difficult for me to move quickly, and we'll start cooking. Oh man, I am going to work on that view. Rest assured, that is not okay for a campfire cooking stream. Yeah. And there we go. Recipe doesn't need a chainsaw, dang. No chainsaw for today's recipe. Oh yeah, wait, that's why. Okay, I was wondering why. Nah, you don't need chainsaws for straw hats, not that I know of. And also, I've been wearing my chainsaw chaps for probably the last 30 minutes. so glad to take those off. I am so glad to take those off. But yeah, you guys can't see enough of the fire, and I know why. Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, that is a thing I did. Let's see. Because we got this. Wait. Oh, my camera hasn't picked back up. Okay. I have displeased the USB gods. That I have. Oh. Capture device, i.e. my webcam. Actually, let's try the good old unplug it, plug it back in, and see if that picks it. Oh, come on. Let's hope. Okay, so what I need to do is... Oh, I didn't... Oh, God. Oh, man, I am catching myself in so many things here. And so many issues that I haven't even told you all my issues. Okay, we'll do that, and we'll just hit OK. Okay, that did not fix it. Okay, that did not fix it. Okay, well, we have to do the fun part of... We're going to remove it. There you get to see the shop. And we'll bring it back in, and then usually that fixes it. Granted, this view is like way too much. And there it is. It's back. It's wonderful. But I need to... Yeah, you need to be able to see me. And then I should probably also move myself because... reasons. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, we're all set up. Now, so, about those other issues I was noticing. Yeah, there was ingredients I was supposed to grab, and I didn't grab them, so... But we're going to actually continue on doing what we're doing, for the most part. I just won't be able to prep veg, which kind of sucks, because I really like my veg. But... we will now actually get into the rest of the actual campfire cooking portion. Because I can actually call for... Well, I can actually fix the ground beef. It's just one of the issues is part of my ingredients I have... Well, the lettuce I have to grab from the garden. And then I was hoping to grab some broccoli, and then I also have to grab an onion. Work... Granted, I can make the excuse that work did run late today. Granted, I was also, like, putting a lot of work in actually prepping for that stunt just now, so... I'm going to blame it on prepping for that stunt. My somewhat lacking preparedness. And oh yeah, oh wait. This is supposed to be a celebration stream of sorts. You cannot have a celebration stream without celebrating beverages. So this is Jockey Lager from Metazoa Brewing. They're based out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and I have to say, this is actually a brewery I've recently discovered, and they've got some really good beer. My favorite from them is a German Pilsner that they call Mortal Wombat, which is an absolute hilarious name for a beer. But eventually there might be a day where I figure out a way to use a chainsaw for cooking. Granted, I feel like that might be like going a little overboard. And the thing is I've tried to, well, going overboard's one thing, but overextending yourself is another. So, I just gotta really think about my order of operations here. Because that's gonna be my skillet, because we're gonna be cooking some ground beef. Actually. And also for those who, well, there's a few dirty bits. A few dirty bits got past my towel defense. But yeah. For those who don't know, well, actually, was it? I think it was the tomato stream. I think it was. I think it was that stream. Yeah. Well, it wasn't about the tomatoes. It was actually about the grilled cheese. But yeah, I did re-level the fire pit. So my fire pit's re-leveled, so it's able to. It's a little bit better in the doing what it needs to do. As you can see, my oil kind of just spreads out. It's definitely. Granted, I did think it was slightly tilted towards me. But I also know my rebar has curves because, well, when the center of your rebar gets hot, well, it just tends to soften. It tends to get weak. Okay. So for 1 pound of ground beef, because we're going to be preparing 1 pound of ground beef, I need 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning. The thing is, I'm going to be cutting this ground beef with some black beans. Oh, thank God I had the can opener. I don't want to find out any other lacking preparations. So once that oil heats up, I'm going to go ahead and start cooking ground beef, because it's going to take a little bit of time. And once the ground beef's thoroughly cooked, I'm going to probably set it off to the side so that way the heat of the fire can keep it warm. Then I'll throw the BRB screen on and I will run out into the garden and grab the remaining veg I need for the rest of the dish. But yeah, I really like cutting my ground beef with a bit of black beans, because it really helps the ground beef go further and also ups the fiber and makes it a little bit more vegetarian. And I'm reasonably pro-vegetarian. I like some meat in my diet, but not necessarily a whole lot. I'm a limited meat consumer. Sweet. And my package does have 1 pound of ground beef in it, which is good. Because that's what I was thinking, and that's what I'm currently planning for. But yeah. Oh man, I'm so glad to get that out of me. Because I was actually planning the chainsaw thing for a while. Granted, I was also I basically started planning it after my birthday stream. Mostly because I was like, okay, I'm not happy with the audio for this. I need to do this again and get good audio. And I was debating that. I have to remember that fire sounds good. But yeah. And granted, I don't know how much of a repeat thing that's going to become, because having big blocks of wood in the shop kind of gets in the way of things, because I've had to move this thing for various reasons for quite a few times in the past couple months. Like, there's been a couple times where I was just like, man, I don't like the fact I'm holding on to this, but I'm holding on to it for good reason. Granted, it's also kind of nice that my streaming anniversary and my birthday are actually at opposite ends of the year. Granted, and also speaking of being at opposite ends of the year, my birthday is a little bit better of a time to do campfire cooking. Ooh, nice sizzle right off the bat. Mostly because it's cooler. Today's not too bad as far as temperatures go, because currently at my location on the rotation, it's about 80 some odd degrees today. But it's not like it's warm, but it's not like hot. Granted, if I actually check my phone, I can actually get a reasonably accurate. Ooh, okay. So it's 85 degrees right now outside. And so the reason I checked my phone just now was my HVAC system has an app I can control it from, and that app displays the outdoor temperature at my outdoor unit, versus if I get the information from like the phone telling me what the temperature is. Well, the temperature for my city is measured at the airport, and the airport is full of just like concrete and hot surfaces. And there's times. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That was actually something I really liked about this HVA system I got. Very handy. Yeah. Because knowing my local temperature is really good to know. Because temperature at where I'm at versus the airport can vary as much as like 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Depending on the day, which actually. So I know the house is 85. Yep. And then my phone using my location information says it's 88. So that's a 3-degree difference. In my home tends to be a little bit cooler because, well, thank you, trees. Thank you, trees, very much. Oh, wow, this is actually pretty... My temperature is cool on the cooler side. I'm going to hit this with some wood. Because if I got a cool temperature is kind of alright, but I don't need it too cool. But we're making reasonably good progress on browning the ground beef. So we'll go ahead and cut the beans open. Release. And open it. And we'll just pull that piece of metal out. And I guess I'll just have to use a handy dandy fork to get all those beans out. But right now, gotta let this ground beef brown up first. So while that's happening, I suppose now is the time where I answer the ultimate question of life. And the ultimate question of life is, what is a straw hat? Because that is like the first question on anyone's mind. So, I will also kind of start this off with a little bit of a story, because the story is kind of funny. So, at a family gathering once, it got announced that we're going to be having straw hats for dinner. And then everyone in my family immediately starts being like, yeah, we're going to be having straw hats, let's go. And one of my cousins recently got himself a wife. And she was just like, what's a straw hat? Like, what's going on? And we explained what the meal was. And so what this meal is, it's basically Tex-Mex. In case you can't tell by taco seasoning, ground beef, beans, it is a Tex-Mex recipe. And in this story, we were describing the dish to her, and she just goes, oh wait, that sounds like taco pie. Which apparently this is what some people call it. They will call it taco pie. But the fun thing about this, the greatest thing about straw hats is very flexible as far as the dish. Because it is actually a dish you assemble. So what we're going to be doing for the most part, for the better part of today's stream, is we're going to be prepping ingredients. And then at the end of the stream, we're going to put all these ingredients together into an actual final meal. And right now we're kind of prepping the bedrock of flavor, but it's actually not going to be the bedrock of the dish. The bedrock of the dish is actually corn chips. So it is a layered dish. So generally speaking, and you can be very flexible in how you build this dish. Step one, generally speaking, is you want to have a crushed bed of corn chips. Then on top of that crushed bed of corn chips, we're going to be adding our ground beef. Then on top of that, this is where you can have fun with it. So some people will add lettuce on top of the ground beef. Personally, I like to add onion. Diced onion's really good because it kind of helps really complement the flavor of the ground beef really well. And then from there, it's lettuce. Generally, so for today, it's going to be lettuce, a little bit of broccoli. At that point, I have some salsa. We'll add some salsa to it. And then the last ingredient of the ingredients is cheese, which is coincidentally one of the reasons why it's kind of called a straw hat, is you basically have a plate that you mound up of Tex-Mex food that you finish off with a lot of cheese. So it kind of looks like a straw hat. Oh, I got 20% ground beef with fat. Okay, that's why I have so much like fat and oil to work with. Typically, I buy the leaner stuff, but I guess I bought the. Oh wait, that's the thing. Yeah, because the leaner ground beef is a little bit more expensive. Yeah. Actually, we have some little bits of beef there, and we want that to be in our pan. Oh wow, I'm actually not going too hard on the heat, which I really like. Typically the heat, granted, generally speaking, when I do the campfire cooking streams, usually my heat's definitely on the low side. Oh yeah, shredded cheese making it look like straw hats. Yeah. Yep, that's basically what that's at the end of the day, that's what this dish is going to look like. And that's kind of why it's called straw hats. Granted, another funny thing about the story of straw hats is this is a Tex-Mex recipe my family picked up from the Amish. So I feel like that might be a kind of a related factor. because my family hails from northern Indiana and parts of northern Indiana that have a large Amish population. So my family has had a lot of contact with the Amish. My grandpa, I don't know if it was for his initial shop build out, but when he expanded his shop, the shop expansion was handled by Amish workers. Which I know this because I was actually there when they were building the shop. Granted, I was back in high school. Whoa, what a voyage. Yes, this voyage starts with the Amish. But yeah, granted, one of the fun things about watching the Amish work, goodness gracious, I watched, I'm trying to think of the number of guys. I want to say it's like 7 or 8 guys. And it had to be somewhere around that number because they all fit in one van. Because they would show up in one van. And the driver was not Amish. And that's kind of like one of the things the Amish will do to get around some of their various restrictions they have. Is like Amish contractors will have a non-Amish driver. With that log flaring up, that ground beef is getting very hot. The expansion for my grandpa's shop was a 40-foot by 60-foot pole barn addition. I watched 7 guys pick up 40-foot trusses, and they manhandled those trusses into position, and then fastened them into position to build this addition to. Ooh, that's pink. That's not good. Let's break you up. But yeah. But watching just like a couple of guys just manhandle trusses was wild. Absolutely wild. And granted, all that happened back when I was in high school, which coincidentally was a long time ago. Oh, funny. Oh yeah, fun fact. I was actually around when they poured concrete, because I was actually at my grandparents for like 2 weeks. Part of a teamwork makes the dream. Okay, a 40-foot truss is not like a small amount of weight, and if you can get like my favorite Amish worker was a maintenance guy at the hotel we went to who would watch baseball if he wasn't busy. Oh man, those Amish people got like crazy muscles, man. Absolutely crazy muscles. Like very incredible amounts of muscles. I have a lot of respect for not only their work ethic, but also just, man, their ability to the work ethic plus also the ability to work, which I mean, I have a little bit of that, I like to think, but I'm not at an Amish level. No. I am not at that high of a level. I can work. Granted, I also come from a family of workers. Because a lot of my family did farming work, and one of the things you do in farming, well, what some people will do is sometimes in like, well, I know it's a thing in like the area, it's farm strength eventually combined with dad strength. Yes, it's that. Boom, taco seasoning. And we're also going to hit this with a generous amount of water, because we're going to want this to simmer for a little while. Just so that way those flavors can all meld together. But yeah, where I'm from, it's not uncommon for farm boys to go to California and participate in almond harvesting. Was like the big thing. And my dad did that, actually. He would go out to California. Oh, there's a bean left. Go, bean. Become food. Become delicious food. And my dad would do almond harvesting out in California. And he would also like help out on like various, you do like other farm stuff out there. But that was, because that was the thing like he did, and that's things. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, don't worry. That's not anything bad. It's just the local fire department asking money for charity. They're actually going through the neighborhood. I heard him a little bit earlier ago. But yeah, my dad would do almond harvesting out in California. And one day, he actually worked. What did you do? I didn't do it. My fire's contained. My fire's contained. God damn it. My fire is safely contained. Nothing is escaping. Granted, I definitely want to have a little bit more of a simmer going, but damn fire department making me look bad. Granted, thank you, fire department, for the work you do. Let's see if we can get a little bit more heat, a little bit more coals going. Because I don't quite have the simmer I want. I have a little bit of bubbling, so we'll just do that little bit of adjusting. And we'll let it do its thing, because it's probably going to take a little bit to get up the temperature. But yeah, there's a charity drive happening now. It's a charity drive. I'm not at fault. That I'm not. But yeah, my dad out in California, he actually once worked a 25-hour shift harvesting almonds. From time he punched in to time he punched out. He worked for a solid 25 hours. I was like, gee, Dad, what did you do at the end of those 25 hours? And he just chuckled and was like, yeah, I just passed out in the sand. Which I'm like, goodness gracious, if I worked for like 25 hours straight, I would be in the sand. If there was sand. There's sand in some parts of my area, but not all parts. But yeah, harvesting almonds. It's really hard work, but also because there's so much work and the hours are so long, you can make a lot of money very quickly. Which is why some guys would like actually go out west to California and do almond harvesting, or like some of the various other farm work out there. Just because you can make good money reasonably quickly. And then we'll just give this a stir right now. Granted, this is... Oh. One moment.
の負傷者を出し、角が欠ける程度の被害が出ている豆腐ハンバーグ問題につきまして、生ハゲ委員会主導のもと、大豆ダメ絶対キャンペーンを実施いたしまして、国民の鬼の皆様が間違えて接種せんよう、こちらの方針にてお知らせしていきたいと考えております。
Okay, I'm back. Now with veg. But yeah, I actually got asked to my face to donate money to charity while streaming, and I said yes. So I did it good today. I did it good. And I also used since I was like, okay, I'm taking break. Well, since I at least threw on the BRB screen, I'm like, I'm also going to just go ahead and pull my veg I need. So I got some lettuce, got some broccoli. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, it's good to be back. Granted, I actually now don't have to worry about taking breaks for quite some time. Granted, the timing was a little unexpected. I don't think most people get... There's some serious downsides to streaming in your driveway, I tell you. And I stirred the firewood, and the firewood is now making... I want a nice simmer, but I don't need too much simmer. So I can stir the firewood back to where it came from. And I can also manipulate my grate to get my heat back to where I want. Because I don't want like a roaring boil here. I just want a nice simmer. Ugh. Today has been very unexpected surprises because at one point, my neighbors across the street got up on the roof of their garage and they could see me like here streaming and such. And that's like, okay, first fire trucks. Then my neighbors can see me being a cringe VTuber. And then a lady politely asked me to donate money for a children's charity. Which I did donate money for the charity, by the way. I was a little too on the spot with that. Or at least I feel like I was put on the spot about it. This is why VTubers don't VTube outside. This is why, because if you VTube outside, like, people can talk to you. Granted, if an internet salesperson were to ever... Super eventful. I was not expecting this. I seriously was not expecting this, and if you guys hear fire truck engine noises, it's not me. It's not me. Yet. It's not me yet. Granted, I don't want a super eventful stream. I just want to have some fun. Hang around the fire pit. Drink some drinky drink. Be like, hell yeah, 1 year of doing stuff. I've got neighbors walking on their garage. Charity drives going on. Like, man, I'm just a guy having fun on my property, dang it. Which I'm still having. I'm having fun. Despite all the various shenanigans. Granted, that did also give me a break to procure these ingredients, which I am going to need. I'm going to need these. But I'm still going to go through with my plan of getting the ground beef reasonably thoroughly cooked. And then we'll do some veg prep. And then we can actually start building the straw hat. And we'll go from there. So, I was debating on whether or not I should do a because I was kind of thinking about maybe doing like a slideshow of like all the various things that happened over the past year. But I was like, nah, that sounds a little too sappy for me. A little too sappy for me. I'm just gonna have. We're just gonna be having chill, but it has been a journey. It has been a journey. It's been a fun journey though. I'm definitely a much better woodworker than I was when I started. And I'm also, well, I would like to think I'm a better streamer. Progress has been made. Progress remains to be worked on, but that's fine. Granted, that's what with anything in life. Things just take work, and it just takes experience to like get good at them. And I have certainly accumulated a lot of experience because when I was like looking back at like how many videos and streams I've done, I'm like, goodness gracious, I've done this much already? Yikes. Oh yeah, by the way, today is the anniversary. This is effectively the anniversary. I actually started streaming sooner. And that was on my laptop, and my laptop was like, why are you doing this to me? And was very sad about it. And this was also before I knew about audio filters and OBS, and yikes, some of those. I feel like I still have work to do with my audio. Slowly making progress. I'm definitely a lot happier with having a dual mic setup, though. Definitely helps capture more of the environment more, which, especially when I'm doing like a woodworking stream or something, I really want to hear the power tools go burr. Because I like hearing the power tools go burr. Especially when I'm watching the VOD. Like, I want to hear the power tools go burr. Because, like, back around my birthday at the end of December last year, I did some, like, kind of, like, redid my audio filters a little bit. And it was better at picking up my voice but it killed everything else. And it's like, I want everything else. I want to hear the drill go burr. I want to hear the saw go burr. I want to like hear the bang clang of like hitting wood. I want that. I want when I take this can and go, that sound comes through. I want all those things. And I feel like I'm a bit closer to getting those things too. And let's give this a stir. Ooh, yeah. Definitely felt like there was some stiffness to that bottom part because I do have a little bit more heat on this side of the skillet versus the other side. Not doing a super great job of evenly heating it, but hey. That's the great thing about Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex is super forgiving as far as like food to prepare. And even like the Straw Hats as a food is like very forgiving. Have to jump out. Glad I could stop by. Congrats on 1 year. Okay, well, you have a good rest of your day. Mangaga 2168. Have a good rest of your evening. I'll be sure to catch the valid. Oh, don't worry about it. Just do what you need to do. Like, I am genuinely happy when like people just like stop by, especially people who stop by and say hi. And like we all have lives. Like, I get that. I really get that. Like, this might be a bit me being a broken record right now, but work did drag on a little bit on the long side. So I basically got home and had less than an hour to get ready before my scheduled stream time. And the thing is, if I don't hit my scheduled stream time, I could push stream back, but then I'm streaming a little bit too late and I end up being a very tired person. And one of the downsides of doing cooking streams outside is that they take a bit of work to clean up afterwards. And because I have to clean pots and pans, I have to take like the leftover food and I have to make sure I store it appropriately because don't want to waste food. There's a lot of after stream work. So I'm really whoa! Oh gosh, I gotta make a mental note of that. Because that was a wild pop just now. I don't normally get pops like that. That was just downright wild. Like that, like sometimes you get like a snap, crackle, and pop, but that one was just like violent, which is fine, which is really fun. Big pop, lol. Well, good to see it came through for you guys because that's definitely what I will. That's definitely what I'm hoping with the having two mics is like not only can hear me, but you can also like hear what's happening. I swear, Fireman, it's not me. It's not me. I'm not your guy. I'm not your guy. But yeah, you have a good rest of your day. Do what you need to do. I'm genuinely surprised I'm not as hungry as I was expecting to be because something I do about myself is I generally eat light lunches, and for today my lunch was peanuts and snap peas with some tea because I like to eat a light lunch because if I'm working, eating a light meal, something that keeps me going, but also doesn't like weigh me down, is basically what makes me happy as far as like the amount of like, how do I put this, like amount of energy you can get out of food versus the amount of food you consume. Because like if you consume a lot of food, you get a lot of energy, but if you get too much energy, you have to expend energy to make that energy available. And for me, I try to balance that. Granted, speaking of things to balance, I need to actually balance out my secondary mic. So my secondary mic is, because I basically put it in its stereotypical position, but I have it pointed down so it captures more of like the noises that happen here. And yeah, it's very much in the way. So I'm gonna have to figure out a slightly better placement for it eventually. Oh wow, would you look at that? I've been live for an hour and I haven't had a second beer yet. Let's fix that problem, because that sounds like a problem. Only one beer into a celebration stream? Yeah! And also those sounds. But yeah, we're having some Sapporo. Because I can get it for a really good price at Costco. Gosh, I love Costco. Oh, sorry about that. Accidentally hit the mic with the mini spatula. But yeah, funny enough, I was actually at Costco yesterday for lunch. Because I hit up because I was really close by the Costco when it was like lunchtime at work. So I was just like, I'm close to Costco. And it's lunchtime. Costco food court it is. So I got the cheese slice of pizza and a drink. And with state tax, I spent less than $3. I generally do not, and like a cheese slice, like the slices of pizza at Costco are like fairly reasonable, like pretty good size. So like a $2 slice of pizza, and then like, what is it? I want to say it's like 69 cents for the drink, for a fountain drink. But if I had any them quarters on me, I could go to the vending machine and pop a quarter in and get me a Kirkland water for 25 cents. But yeah, Costco is a great lunch spot, and it's not often I'm like near Costco when it's lunchtime at work, so I took advantage of that yesterday. Because I basically only, because the way things have historically turned out, I've only been able to take advantage of it like once or twice a year. Once or twice a year, I'm able to like pop in and grab lunch at Costco. And we're gonna start, because we're starting to lose the amount of moisture we have in the ground beef. So I'm just gonna kind of push it off more to the side. Because the fun thing is, this is actually the only thing I really have to cook. I only have to cook the ground beef. Everything else is various other prep. Which I think I'll go ahead and... Whoa! Yeah! Radish season, let's go! Congratulations on the radishes. I'm drowning in daikon radishes. I don't think I can... probably should have pulled one of my daikons for this, but man, granted, my problem is I planted rows of daikon, and honestly, for my need, I honestly should only plant like 5 daikon radishes at a time, because some of the daikons I pulled, like one daikon radish is enough for like 3 salads, because my daikon what's the variety called? Takanashi or something? Well, go do it now. You can eat the leaves. Go do it now. Oh no, not peer pressure. I don't like peer pressure. Peer pressure is scary. And then I have to go into the front yard, because my daikon radishes are in the front yard. And if I go to the front yard, man, people will be able to see me. I can't eat the leaves, but granted, the thing is with like mature radish leaves, they're like hairy, and they kind of like, well, they don't necessarily itch, but there is certainly a level of unpleasantness to them. Whoa! Hey, spatula, don't do that. Ooh, they're far. Oh, they're far next time. To me, radishes always scream tacos. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. They're not far. So the 2 closest crops to me are potatoes and basil. Those are my 2 closest crops. Then my next one would be it would be hops. Hops is next closest. After hops, there's peppers, but it's way too soon in the season for me to actually pull peppers. But as far as like a harvestable crop, would be lettuce. And then if I just wanted like a couple of cabbage leaves, I could grab cabbage leaves, and then past the cabbage I have broccoli. The radishes aren't far, they're just... I have to go to the front yard in VTuber mode, and that just feels awkward. Because that's where they are, they're in the front yard, because I do them in my raised beds. But yeah, this is more than sufficiently cooked. So we're just gonna have that be off to the side. I'm gonna entertain that idea of going to grab radishes, but for now, man, your veteran, my season started so slow because of the cold snaps we kept getting. Oh. Yeah, that can be a thing. Because yeah, I mean, oh yeah, here we go. Ooh, hey, don't touch this. This is hot. Okay. So like, some of my broccoli has actually been starting to flower. Granted, I'm still reasonably far into broccoli season. My peas are still doing good. Granted, my last harvest that I shared on social media, that's probably going to be the largest harvest I get this year. I still have plenty of production. Thankfully, no freezes. Yeah, freezes are hits. I don't even have my AC's in the window yet, and it's June. Yeah. It bolted already. It's starting to bolt. It's not really bolting, but some of the side shoots are starting to bolt, which, even in this state, diced up reasonably well. I don't mind it as a food item. Oh hey, just a stick of broccoli. Yeah, pretty good. But for my location on the rotation, I'm getting to that point where we're starting to make that transition. Which I now gotta get food out of my mouth. Jiminy crickets. So, this week I have now is going to be the first week from beginning to end. All the highs are going to be in the 80s. Totally use broccoli stems for pureed soups. Yep. Granted, these are still reasonably soft, so I'm still going to dice them up and use them in today's dish. But yeah, this is actually the first week for me where beginning to end, we're going to have highs in the 80s all throughout the week. It has been unseasonably cool for a good part of May, which has been good though, because I'll take the cool weather as much as I can get it. Because I actually turned my, because one of the fun things I can do with my AC is I can turn it on with my phone. So I left my windows open last night, and fire truck, stop doing fire truck things, please and thank you. And I think at this morning, the temperature in the house was 69. Oh, nice! You're gonna get crop busy soon. Don't. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get kind of crop busy soon. Because, well, I should finish what I'm talking about before I move to the next subject. But it was 69 in the house this morning. Very nice. But at lunch, it warmed up to 70, and knowing it was going to get into the upper 80s, I went ahead at lunchtime turned the AC on and turned it on to 72, and the AC is now running. So, yeah, definitely like really getting into like AC running weather, which for me being the type of guy who for my day job works on ACs, I'm going to be very busy, which is a big reason why I don't want to like super commit to like a whole bunch of streams or like overly ambitious projects, because when things start getting hot, I start getting busy, very busy. Also, I feel like I'm yapping too much. I'm yapping too much. I need to. There's vegetables to be prepared. Sweet, glorious vegetables. But yeah, we're gonna get this broccoli kind of fine, and then the stems, we're definitely gonna be even finer with those. But yeah, I definitely did not do a good job with my tomatoes this year. At least as far as like getting them started. Because I don't even think I have tomato flowers just yet. I'm close. I'm really close to getting tomato flowers though. And then eventually I'm going to have cabbage, which I need to figure out what ingredients I need for okonomiyaki next time I go to Lexington. Because in Lexington, there's a Japanese food mart where if I need anything that's like Japan Pacific for okonomiyaki, I can get it there. Like, that's the place. The shop's name's called Ayame. It's located off Richmond Road, and yeah, it's basically kind of like a Japanese convenience store in terms of like size and such, but not as many fresh like foods that can go out the door, but you can definitely get like plenty of fresh veg and stuff. The The pickled ginger I used for the deer gyudon, that came from Ayame. And that's also where, if I need to buy curry rucks, that's where I buy it from. Okay. And I'm gonna just keep moving this pot. And there, I lost a knife. Come back, knife. Please come back. But yeah, generally speaking, getting crop busy season soon is going to happen, and then also that also means weeding season. Damn you, weeds! Because I also have unfortunately, I have a healthy population of crabgrass at my house, and that stuff is basically the bane of my existence. But yeah, just a nice small amount of lettuce, because as far as like today's straw hat, I feel like this is a reasonable amount of green. Like, we got a nice bit of broccoli, we got a nice bit of lettuce, all good things. And next bowl. Next bowl for next veg. The greatest veg. Onion. Wait, I'm gonna have onions ready soon. Oh my goodness, so much vegetables. Way too many vegetables. Oh man, it hit one of the pieces of rebar and bounced. Stuff like that makes me laugh. Silly dumb things make me laugh. Partly because I'm a silly dumb thing. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe just kind of dumb. Granted, I am looking forward to tomato season, which is kind of one of the reasons why I'm a little bit in despair over not having the best start to tomato season, because I am sitting on a decent backlog of recipes for these campfire cooking streams, and I am finding these recipes that use tomatoes, and I am waiting for tomato season for them, because I want to use like fresh tomatoes that I pulled out of the garden like the day before spring. Bah. Granted, also blackberry season is coming up. Well, actually no. I have a month. I should have a solid month before blackberries start getting like super big where I'm at. Granted. If I wanted to make a cicada dish, my goodness gracious, I can get my hands on so many cicadas right now. Because what's the brood? Is it 13 or X? I want to say 13. Brood 13. Where I'm at right now, I don't have a lot of cicadas. But where I was at earlier today, installing an AC, goodness gracious, the cicadas. Cicadas everywhere. Like, it was funny. when we were, after we were finishing up the install today, at the base of one of the trees, the little like cicada shells that they make when they molt, there was a pile. There was a pile of cicada shells at the base of this tree. And I'm just like, man, this is a lot of cicadas. And they were also getting to the point where they were being very loud too, but seeing just a pile of cicada shells at the base of a tree is just like wild to me. But yeah, we got a really big brood of cicadas going at my location on the rotation. Granted, also speaking of more like summer things, last night was the first night this year that I saw lightning bugs. So the lightning bug population is already starting to do its thing, which I do have a reasonably healthy one because of how naturey I like to keep my yard. Granted, if I want to have like more lightning bugs, I could certainly probably have that, but I would need to have more water sources for them. Because lightning bugs like to be around open water. And I don't have a whole lot of that. But yeah, a lot of the traditional signs of summer are definitely starting to come along in full swing. Where I'm at. Now I'm just... Granted, I'm still waiting for a garage door. I'm still waiting for a garage door, man. I have one, but I want a new one, and I paid for a new garage door, and it hasn't been installed yet. Granted, because I have touched base with the installer, they did not explicitly say why there was delays, but I'm pretty sure I know the reasons why there's delays is because of that damn tariff word. Because when I had the guy come out to do the estimate, he was all like, yeah, usually the lead time's like 3 weeks, because they actually because the company I was going through with, which was actually like the Costco affiliate company, they were like, they build the doors that you want, and then this company installs them. It's like a local contractor. And said the local contractor told me, yeah, it's about 3 weeks lead time. Which I'm like, cool, I can wait. Keep in mind, this conversation happened at the end of March. And we're in June, and I still don't have a garage door. I don't have a new one. Because, and this is actually relating to crops, is I want one with wide open windows. One reason. Partly because you cannot see my garage door from the street. If you were at the street and you looked at the side of my house, you could see a garage door there, but you couldn't see into the garage. So I'm not worried about people looking into my garage. Reason number 2. I've done things in my life. I have done some shenanigans in my life, and one of my favorite shenanigans of relating to topics that we talk about here on this channel, gardening. I have harvested ripe tomatoes in January. I've done that. Granted, I've only done that once, and I would like to do it a little bit more often than once. And my trick at the time was I had the tomato plant growing in a large pot, like a 15-gallon pot. And that pot was on casters. So when it was warm enough for me to take the pot outside, I would open up the garage door, push the pot out into the driveway, and let it do its photosynthesis and do its thing. Then, at night, when it got cold, yes, fire trucks, we hear you. We hear you, fire trucks. But at night, when it would get cold, I had to bring it into the garage, shut the garage door, and shelter. I micromanaged that November through December and harvested tomatoes in January. I got a handful, but it was really good. It was really good fun times. Being able to say I harvested tomatoes in January, and that's one of the things I want to do with this new garage door. Is I want to have, because with all the new like glass panels, it's going to be able to let a lot more light into the garage. So even if it's cold outside, my plants will still be able to get a lot of morning sun. And I actually want to try and see if I can winter garden in my garage. But yeah, that's in like, those are like winter times. Where in now times, I should be, as far as like waiting for the garage door. But I was told one thing with the garage door, and another thing has unfortunately become reality. Because unpredictability is like the number one thing in, well, unpredictable, life being unpredictable is the most predictable thing about life. And that's just how it goes. Oh wow. Darn it, I actually still have Sopro left. I was not expecting to still have Sopro left. Because goodness gracious, it is, we're at that time. That magical time to start putting food together. But, and this is a big but, I need to grab some paper towels. So, I won't run to grab radishes, but I will run to grab some paper towels. Which actually, that's kind of like a funny thing to think about. Is you guys can probably actually still hear me as I'm running to go grab my paper towels. Paper towels. So, I now have my paper towels. My fire's looking a little bit sad. Let's breathe a little bit of life into it. Let's start building this meal. So, granted, I'm actually doing a really good time on this. Because normally this is, well, historically this has actually taken longer. Well, excuse me. I'm actually gonna go, I should not click on that. That's gonna create noise. Wait, if I click into it this way? No, I should, okay, you know what? We'll do this the good old-fashioned way. That is what I gotta do. That is what I gotta do. I gotta do this good old-fashioned way. I have to look back into, oh wow, I went really far back into the deep space of time 8 months ago. 8 months ago was when I did Straw Hats on stream. So, wait, that's what I was looking for. I wanted to see how long the stream was. That's what it was. Okay, we're at that. Oh wow, okay, yeah, that stream actually. Oh wow, we're actually pretty much doing reasonably similar on time. Okay, so the foundation of today's dish is Kirkland brand tortilla chips, which I don't know what it is about these, but they smell really good compared to other brands No. There we go. Nice, generous helping of corn chips. But unfortunately, I have dropped one. Okay, that if anything touches that, it gets crispy. Okay, so let's crush up these corn chips. And this is the big reason why I needed the paper towel. Yep. That is the thing I have to be concerned about. My little work platform that I have here is unsupported. Well, it's a little bit lacking in support. Okay. So, this is the foundation. This is upon which everything else is built upon. Which, speaking of built upon, next up is ground beef. Which actually, I really like the texture and image in this shot. Because reasons. Woo. But yeah, just kind of let it drip on there. Pretty much for this 1 pound of ground beef cut with a can of black beans. For tonight's dish, I'm aiming for, I want to use 1/3. 1/3 of my ground beef. So that's reasonable amounts, 1/3. As for the ground beef, I'm going to set it off to the side. Because I want it off to the side. So, this is at the point in your straw hat making, you can change. You can do some different things. Some people like to hit it with their greens at this point. As for me, I'm an onion guy. I like my onions. So we're gonna hit this with some onions. Nice generous helping of onion. And there we go. We have hit it with a very generous helping of onion. This is the onion step. Next step, lettuce. We're gonna hit this with some lettuce. I didn't pull a whole lot of lettuce, but I also did that because I had some broccoli. Because broccoli is also going to be the backup green. And also when you get to the point where you have a decent layer of greenness to your meal, you can also feel free to put your hand on top of the straw hat and crush it down a little bit, because you kind of want to have it be wide and broad at this point. So that way you have a lot of foundation left for what comes next. Granted, I say that, and there's not really a lot that comes next. So, next up is some good old salsa. And this is actually homemade salsa. So, I'm going to hit this with a pretty reasonably generous helping of salsa. And there we go. That's the tomatoey part. It's a really good part. Don't forget it. Don't forget your tomatoes. This is also a part where you can add various other sauces. Sour cream, for instance. I think some people use steak sauce. I actually don't know how some of my other family members like this as a dish. But this is so basically you have your chip layer, you have your meat layer, and then you produce a veg layer. And then on top of the veg layer, you have a sauce layer. And I'm also gonna throw a little bit more firewood at the fire because, hey, it's a campfire cooking stream. I don't have anything actively on the fire. I'm not gonna hurt anything. I want lots of fire. So, right now we're doing really good. I wanna just put my onions off to the side so they're out of the way. Gotta have the star of the show front and center. This is not the star. This is the star. Kirkland brand shredded cheese. This is what makes the straw hat the straw hat. Which I think when I was looking at the picture from the last one, the last straw hat cooking stream, which I'll be real, I will be honest. Yeah, these streams are happening once a year. Will this be the thing I do for the next anniversary? Who knows? Is it going to be the thing I'm doing now? Most certainly yes, but there you go. There it is. In its final form. The incredible, the absolute wonderful straw hat. And this cheese I'm going to just pop in my mouth. Because I can. Yay, food! Okay, so I want to get a really nice picture for the YouTube thumbnail later. Oh, wait. But yeah, this is the straw hat in its completed state. This is my favorite food of all time. And at the end of the day, it basically just comes down to it being Amish Tex-Mex. That's what it is. It's a really simple thing. So, I'm going to drink a little bit of water because, hey, I've been drinking a little bit of the Bluesky. It's good. It's a smart thing to drink some water. Yay, water. Granted, I have my glassware here. And I actually need to clean it out. Because you better believe that I'm going to be having a beer with this meal, and that is Yazoo's Hefeweizen. So, for some of the less beer cultured, summer is the season of the Hefeweizen. And also, it is very important with your Hefeweizens, you pour them into a separate container. Very important with Hefeweizen. And this is actually a particular point with this beer style, because this beer style has lots of yeast in it, and you want to pour it actively to mix up those yeasts and such, so that the way they're distributed into your beer. So with that little bit of knowledge, cheers. Damn, it's good. Okay. Utensil. Mighty utensil. Let us try a bite of straw hat. Now, one of the fun things with straw hat is different bites will have different bits of ingredient. So we have like a little bit of cheese here. We definitely have some meat, and we have a good helping of veg. Oh. Yep. This is the perfect food. This is the perfect food. The world needs no other food other than straw hats. So we're gonna go for like veg ultra here. Oh my gosh. Oh, it tastes so good. But yeah, this is the incredible. This is the almighty. This is the straw hat. And 1 year into VTubing, this is the second time I've cooked it over the campfire. And I'm going to cook this as many times as I need to. Fire truck. Fire truck. Man. Seriously, why do I gotta live with my fire trucks interrupting my streams? Well, that's just how life goes. That's just how life goes. Yeah, that's basically just how life goes. Okay. Fire truck's gone away. But yeah. I gotta say, it has been an absolutely wonderful year. I do want to sincerely thank everyone who has stopped by, chatted, said stuff while I've been streaming. Like, thank you very much. Oh, goodness gracious. I certainly have a long way to go as a streamer, but hey. I pretty much know for a fact I'm pretty much just about the only guy who's doing campfire cooking streams, and there's going to be a lot more fun in terms of doing campfire cooking streams, because Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill Season 2 is going to be coming out here in a couple months, so I am deeply looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've had a good time. I've had a good year. Some people might look at what I've accomplished and be like, "Oh, it's nothing." And to that, I say, that's okay. That's fine. Like, I mean, kind of care, but I also don't really do so, because, like, this is a hobby to me. This is a fun thing. This is a fun thing to do. This is fun for fun's sake, you know? So, once again, like, truly, thank you for this past year. It's been a good year. It's been a really good year, and hopefully there's going to be lots more good times in the future. I certainly have a long way to grow as a VTuber and content creator and all those things, but hey, I at least am a person who has fun doing what I'm doing. And if you all have fun watching me, then that's the best scenario I can hope for. So, I don't want to yammer too much because I really want to eat this. I really, really, really want to eat this. So, with that, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, wherever you're at in life. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Okay. Bye-bye. I mean, I had 3 concurrent viewers for a while. Vexing cat. I'm hungry. Food. Okay. Oh, God. He's successfully. Food so good. That's an almost Tex-Mex recipe. I have finally thanked chat successfully with a chainsaw. Damn, it's a little bit dangerous to be saying that to the guy who is probably the top chainsaw